Call this meeting to order. Time now. Roll call, please.
Director Burr.
Here.
Meredith Mills.
Here.
Director Holly Bush.
Here.
Lisa Vandegraff.
Here.
Randy Henry.
Here.
Ellen Holmes.
Here.
Allison Wright.
Here.
There's a quorum present.
Next item, we have approval of the minutes. The minutes are in your package and have been provided to you digitally.
I'll make a motion, we approve the minutes from July 19th, August 30th, August 31st, and September 20th.
A second.
All right, it's been a motion and a second. Is there any readiness, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Next item, we'll go into 2024 funding request and presentations.
Director Brewer, before we get into our 2024 funding request, I did just want to talk about the process just a little bit so that the commission, who is predominantly new, is aware, and also the people that are here.
Yes, please.
So each organization will be limited to 5 minutes for their presentation. That 5 minutes is all the time that they will be given in order to give a presentation. They do not have to use up all of that time. If they only use a minute, that's fine as well. But each organization will be required to give a presentation. On the late applicants, they will be required, before they can give their presentation, it will require a motion from the board and a full agreement to even hear their presentation before any money is awarded to them. So the award process, I explained that a little bit at the workshop. It will be an average of what each commissioner would like to award. You have a spreadsheet in your agenda packet. You can go through that and write down those numbers as we go. After everyone gives their presentations, we'll collect everyone's spreadsheet and enter them into another spreadsheet, and then we will go over the award process. Funds will be awarded tonight, but organizations are not required to be in attendance for their award. They can always email me tomorrow to get the amount that they are awarded. I will read the specific motion on how the budget needs to be amended and presented in order to do that award tonight. Do y'all have any questions? Okay, so with that being said, I'll hand it back over to Director Brewer.
All right. First organization we have is Partnership for the Pathway.
All right. Hello, my name is Brandon Ayers. I'm the president of the Partnership for the Pathway. Our request is for assistance with our annual Run the Line half marathon that's scheduled each February of every year. So this coming one will be at February 18th of 2024. So we kind of, the way the race works, we start down Broad Street, run through from the Texas side to the Arkansas side, then back through Texas and finish right here in Arkansas.
Hold on a second, please. We're going to get the clock running.
Okay.
All right, it's all right. Go ahead.
Ready? So just some quick statistics. In our 2023 race that was held just this past February, we had 629 people registered to run. They represented 22 different states across the country, from California to New York and all states in between. So what that means is hundreds of runners come into town for the weekend. I mean, obviously there's a lot locally, but there's a lot from out of town. They have to stay places, they have to buy meals at restaurants, they have to buy gas. So we're talking hundreds of people come in for at least one night, usually 2 nights. They come in Friday and leave on Sunday. So it's a big benefit to the cities there. And it's a big party from when they go pick up their packets on Friday or Saturday. If you ever go where they're picking them up, there's just people everywhere, lots of energy, a lot of fun along the course. We typically have bands and other entertainment, local entertainment out there along the course. We always encourage people from both cities to be out there and cheer on the runners. And we are a serious half marathon. Our course is certified with the USA Track and Field. So what that means is anybody that runs it can know if they did a PR on a half marathon, that it's a certified course, and it really was 13.1 miles. I mean, it's measured down to plus or minus a few inches. It's quite a process to get that done, and we've done that. Also, we're registered with Arkansas Grand Prix Series. That means runners across Arkansas that like to track their times and see how well they compare to other runners in Arkansas. They like to come to these kind of races. That typically boosts our attendance by at least 100. But really, the bottom line is the bottom line, and we're asking for money to help support this race. And the reason we do that is because Run the Line is our primary fundraiser for our organization, Partnership for the Pathway. And what we do is put money back into the community for trails and pathways and things like that. So if you look at over the course of the years when you guys have helped to fund our race, we've totaled about $150,000 we've given back to the Texarkana, Arkansas for matching grants for trails and pathways and that kind of thing. So it improves the city, and again, it's about double what we've received from you guys. So it's a pretty good, in my mind, it's a very good return on your investment. What you give to us, we'll return back at least double that. So again, that's really the bottom line. What we're asking for is to help us fund and keep this race going, as we can keep pouring back into the city of Texarkana, Arkansas. Thank you.
Thank you. What's your name again, sir?
Brandon Ayers.
Thank you.
Tyrone, on this worksheet, is your preference for a percentage or for a dollar amount? What makes it easier for you?
Dollar amounts.
Dollar amount?
Yes, sir.
She's going to average everything close. All right, next presentation, we have Live United Bowl, Texarkana Bowl.
Good afternoon, Chairperson Brewer, Vice Chair Mills, and Commissioners. My name is Jerry Huckabee. I'm here representing the Live United Bowl. It's our 10th bowl game this year. Y'all started out as our founding sponsor 10 years ago. It's our 11th year, but 1 year we didn't play because of COVID. So I'm here to give you a little presentation, tell you us about it, talk about what we're requesting for funding and what we do for it. Our funding request is for $30,000. If you go through the little packet I see put together, we have a summary, a financial statement, the utilization of the funding. If you kind of go to page 2, you can see that the receipts that we have turned in each year, that money has been spent in Texarkana, Arkansas. You can go on to the next page and it shows you that your expenses compared to A&P funding and our other sponsors. It breaks it down on how we spend it on restaurants, hotels, promotion, advertising. Going through this pretty quickly, but the next page to give you an idea how we propose to spend the money if it's allocated. Is marketing and advertising is around $10,000. Team hotel expense is $12,000. Team meals is about $8,000. That's right at $30,000. But to tell you a little bit more about them in depth, the marketing, advertising, promotion, it takes care of online ticket sales, logos, graphics, radio, newspaper. The hotel expense, that's just half of the expenses spent in town that weekend. The schools are responsible for the other half, and also the meals. We're able to provide some meals, all in Texarkana, Arkansas, every penny, but they're with some expense also. On the last page, it tells you where we're at, our proposed budget, and our expenses. So, we're right at around $65,000 a year on what it costs to put this bowl game on. I know Commissioner Hollerbush asked me last time about the attendance. I can tell y'all a little bit about the way it's looking right now is we're going to have a team out of Missouri that's fairly close, if you call Missouri close. The other one, the way it's looking is real close, without me saying names. So, that enhances our chance for attendance. For a big weekend in Texarkana. The weather's always an issue. We've had everything over the 10 years, but, we can't, the folks who work on this bowl committee work hard. It's a great opportunity for, these student athletes to come to Texarkana. We utilize Texarkana, Arkansas School District facilities. As Commissioner Van Graff asked me last week, we do get money from Texas. That's been going on for maybe 7 or 8 years because I feel personally we're a twin city, okay? A lot of businesses, restaurants are on that side of town. They get benefit out of it, so to be able to ask them for a contribution to have something on their side of town that we don't have the facilities hold is a plus for us. So I'll answer any questions y'all have. Love to get you some tickets to the game. Ask you to pray for good weather. And know we work hard on it. It means a lot to us, and I hope it means a lot to you and a lot to our city.
Any questions? Thanks, Jerry.
Thank you.
Next presentation will be Ultimate Challenge Productions.
How are y'all doing today? My name's Jason Tollett. I'm the owner of Ultimate Challenge Productions, and we've been here going on 10 years now. If Miss Mallory will play this video. I've got 2 different videos. We'll start out with the first one, just kind of shows you what we do, how we do it, and then the second commercial will be a 30-second spot that we use for our promotions via TV or social media. So if you can. Hear the sound? And some of this video is from Texarkana, some of it's from some of our other events that we've had throughout the years. That's from Missouri. We do several events that we're selling them out. They just keep growing, and the majority of our events are coming on 10 years that we've done them. I've been working with Miss Lisa now for going on 10 years, and they've been a good success for us. We've been trying to get Mr. Josh Potter to come for several years to get on a bull for us and promote y'all, but for some reason he won't do it.
I'm the other one.
You do what now?
I'm the other one.
The other one, I got you. Go ahead and play that other one with the sound on it.
Bull riding fans, get ready! Greg Orr Classic and Choctaw Casino proudly present the 4 States Ultimate Challenge Shootout. That's
I'm not sure why this is kind of blurry. On our end, it's clear, but as you can see, the crowd there is, we're at 90% capacity there. We strive every year to
Don't
pack
miss
that
the 9th
place.
annual 4 States Ultimate Challenge Shootout, February 11th, 7 p.m. at the 4 States Fairgrounds in Texarkana, Arkansas. This event is brought to you
All
by
the video
Texarkana,
footage you see
Arkansas
here is
A&P
from Texarkana.
Challenge Production.
So what we'd like for this year, being that it's our 10-year anniversary, is for all you commissioners to be there at the event, and along with Mayor Allen Brown to welcome everybody. When Miss Ruth was here, I think that was her, the mayor, past mayor, before she came out, and she always did it, and she always asked, the different sides of the crowd, where they were from, and, they had a lot of people from Texarkana, but we had a lot of people from surrounding areas as well. And then, so it's been good for everybody. I do have some, you asked for some results for the hotels. Last year, the night of the event, Hampton Inn was 100% capacity. 85% of that was from our people. And then on the Friday night, we have a lot of stock contractors that come in from different states, 15 different states. We was at 30% with our people there. They was 80% capacity on Friday night. So 30% of those people were our people. We do cater to the restaurants here on the Arkansas side. We've talked with some more restaurants here to try to keep everything on the Arkansas side. I'll take any questions that y'all have now, if y'all have any.
I have a question. On the first video, you showed that it had PBR on there. You no longer PBR.
No, ma'am. So they have, us guys, we started out with the PBR. I've worked for the PBR for years, and what has happened with all their schedule changing, they have 2 different tours now.
Okay.
And actually, last year was the first year that we did not do a PBR, but we had bigger crowd than what we've ever had there. And so with the PBR, they, just like right now, they're going on in Las Vegas with the team deals that they do. So what has made us, as promoters, we don't have a place in their schedule anymore, if that makes sense.
Yep.
They've kind of put us guys that helped build that thing to the side, and we're no longer a part of it. So,
Gotcha.
but we have the same stock contractors and the same contestants that goes to those PBRs. So, any more questions?
If there's no other questions, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Next presentation will be Four States Fair.
Good evening. I'm Lisa Garner, Executive Director of the Four States Fair, and just wanted to say thank you guys for hearing us today. As you can see up on the screen, that is the mock-up of our advertising for this year's fair and rodeo. We will take place during the same week as the celebration, of the eclipse. So we're really looking forward to providing another family fun event for our guests. In our proposal this year, we asked for $60,000 to be used in advertising, with $50,000 designated for the fair advertising and $10,000 to be utilized for year-round advertising. One of the questions in our application was, what will we do if we don't receive all of the funding we requested? That's simple. We have funding allocated for our advertising that we will still have to do, obviously, because it's the biggest event that we do all year. But what we will do if we receive the funding is we'll be able to allocate our existing budget over to construction, grounds improvements, and different things that we have taking place. That will change it. So this year will be our 79th anniversary. Our annual fair attendance is between 110 and 130,000 patrons. We have over 575,000 guests in our facility throughout the entire year. So a lot of people just think we have a fair and rodeo. We actually have documented through the end of August 148 event days with 48 different events taking place on our grounds. So that could be one-day event or four-day events. And we documented 603 hotel rooms throughout that time. You had questioned me about last week the attendance for the fair itself. We had over 600 rooms booked for the week of the fair that we could document. And that was just going out, and about 17 different states that had attended our events. During the 2022 and 23 season, the Fair Association started working on our 5-year plan. We reconstructed all of our sit-down concessions, and in the upper right-hand corner, you can kind of see the corner of our oasis. We tore that down and rebuilt that. Did a lot of improvements on our indoor facility with our entertainment center, just a lot of construction and painting. Last year, with the funding we received, we were able to purchase $15,000 worth of stock panels that allowed us to host a 1,500-head Brahman cattle show for an entire week on our grounds. So we had about 800 families that stayed for 7 days in Texarkana. If we're awarded the funding, like I said, we'll just use that funding to be able to continue our improvements in grounds and keep bringing people to Texarkana, because that's what we want to do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Next organization, we have Arkansas Welcome Center, Texarkana. Hello.
My name is Carol Walker, and I'm the manager at the Welcome Center on I-30 East. And we are asking for funding for our coffee. We have many visitors that come through our Welcome Center, and you have the numbers of what we do per year. Just now, for October, I got that here. As of the 17th of October, we've done 13,550 visitors right now. This is just the month of October. Overall, we've done over 22,859 right now for the year, as of right now. Without your funding for our supplies, we wouldn't be able to do it. We are one of the top welcome centers that we outrun the other 13 welcome centers every year. Our numbers are higher every year. So, and that helps us, and the visitors love it. They love coming in, having coffee. They tell people while they're traveling, oh, Texarkana has coffee. They have this, they have that. Of course, you know, we supply that to them on a constant basis for them to have. And like I said, they love it. And it keeps the truck drivers awake, keeps the visitors awake. And they tell, like I said, they tell everybody. So. And you have the packet in front of you, giving you the breakdown of what we do, what we've done for the years, past years, and stuff. So if you have any questions.
Are there any questions?
On that one?
Ms. Walker, thank you.
And then I'm up for the next one.
Right. All right, we'll move to the next one then. Welcome Center Familiarization Tour.
Right, okay, on that one there, in 2016, they, all the welcome centers come out and they do a tour twice a year. And what they do is they have the managers, assistant managers, travel consultants travel different parts of Arkansas to get familiarized with what we have to offer. And the Southwest is coming up in 2024. So they're asking for help with hotel and lunch or dinner, whatever you can provide for them. And like I said, there's about 21, 22 people that will be on the tour that will also be putting money back into the area because they'll buy different stuff while they're here for Texarkana, you know, so they'll be putting money back into the area. So they'll buy different things while they're here. But that is for the familiarization tour. And like I said, the tour bus comes around. They'll be here overnight, one night, to tour the Texarkana area, Texarkana, Arkansas.
I don't see an amount requested on this one.
The amount was for, I think, 2,000.
I see it here on the last
Yeah.
page. Okay.
I think it was $2,250. I think that's what
Yeah,
we were
$22.50.
asking for. And we do have a breakdown. One of the hotels gave me what it would cost for the night. And then we have TLC Burger downtown here, because I thought, you know, local places to eat would be good, and they gave me an estimate of what it would cost for their lunch. And like I said, they did this back in 2016, so. If you have any questions on that, or?
Are there any more questions? Ms. Walker, thank you.
Thank you.
Next organization we have Texarkana Regional Airport Authority.
Good evening. I'm Paul Merlick with Texarkana Regional Airport. trying to get my little slides up. Let's see if that. See which one do I need to point at?
She can get it for you.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and go to Matt. So we are requesting $140,000. $40,000 is reflective of what we asked for last year for a summer and a winter advertising campaign, and then $100,000 to help us advertise for the new terminal building, which will be opening July 1st. Go ahead, next one. That's interesting that it's squished. I don't know why. There you go. So last year, we had requested $40,000. We were awarded $20,000, so we broke that into the two campaigns. We ran a summer ad from June 1st to July 31st. Our employments during that period were 19% over 2022. So you can't say all of that was advertising, but there was definitely an impact. We are running in a second ad right now. It started on October 15th, and that will run through December 14th. The summer ad reached 48,000 households, and with the additional funds, that allows us to have a further reach. Go to the next one. So for the funding, we actually did basically like a ring around Texarkana. So any advertising that is done in Texarkana itself, the airport is paying for out of our own funds. We're using Facebook ads, and then we are partnering with, I think it was KSLA, to do the advertising on TV. The next one. So the advertisement actually plays on things where if you have Paramount or Hulu and it goes to an ad break, you will see our ad. No household sees it more than 2 times, but they are unable to skip it like you would with a YouTube ad, which means that we've been getting 100% watch-through rates on them. And actually, if you can open up the slideshow again, I actually have the 2 ads. No, go to the next one. Yeah, that one should come up with a play.
It's not playing, it's just pulling it up.
It's not playing? Oh, all right. As I say, we had the summer ad. With that, we actually worked with the water park and Zapatas to make sure that we were also showing other organizations here in town that while you are here, things that you can do. In our winter ad, we partnered with Naaman's Barbecue and showcased them for the holidays. This is something that we want to do moving forward to make sure that we always are showcasing Texarkana, Arkansas side restaurants and hotels. Next one. So the Jim E. Yates Terminal Building will be opening, as I mentioned, July 1st. Because it is completely different side of the airport, we need to start advertising about 60 days before that opening to let people know how to get there off of I-49. And then once the building opens, we would be advertising then through December 31st to make sure as many people in the surrounding area are aware that the new terminal building is there and to attract them to our community. During that period of time, we will be working initially in that 60-day period. That's when we would use some billboards in the surrounding area closer down to Bossier City and video marketing. Most of this will be utilized for digital marketing for things like Facebook, so that way we can kind of stretch that dollar and get as many people as possible. And then that is the current rendering of the Jim E. Yates Terminal Building. Are there any questions for me?
Are there any questions?
No. Well, I don't know if you get a chance to afterwards or something with the 2 advertisements are part of the presentation, and then we'll hopefully get a chance to see those.
Good deal.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Next presentation will be running WJ Therapeutic Center.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shelby, and I'm the representative for NWJ. Firstly, I would like to show you some examples that we have from last year of which y'all paid for. May I approach?
Sure. Yes.
These are the hats, so you can clearly see that we presented the A&P Commission logo inside. And then the photo notebooks, which have the logo on the front cover, as well as the t-shirts, which present the logo on the very top.
Jill, good job. Looks good.
Yep. So this year, what we are asking for is simply just money to pay for the t-shirts. Last year, we ordered an abundance of the hats and the photo notebooks, and so we do have some left over. However, as previously stated, we are not just letting those go to waste. We are carrying them into other events, and if there are any left over, they will be coming to the barrel race with us. However, we do reprint the t-shirts every year with a different design. Like last year, we did a Sweet 16 design, and so we'll find something cute and interesting that generates conversation to come up on this next t-shirt. And the point of printing the t-shirts is because it's at our hospitality table, and so it's where people stop right next to the entry table, and it generates conversation, and it allows us to really talk to people and really talk to not only locals but the out-of-state contestants that we pull and tell them about the area and about the good things about the local businesses that we are able to support, and just like push people out into the community and encourage them to spend their money with those around us. So for Future Fortunes, that's our big out-of-state draw. It is a $50,000 added side pot, and it is a nationwide organization. It draws people from all across the country. Last year, we had 13 different states which we drew participants from, and that number stays about 13, 14. It never really goes down, so we constantly have people from all across the country coming to run in this race, and it is something that we will be doing for 17 years next year. And we are very excited and very just encouraged by the numbers that we saw this past year. At the 2022 race, there were 1,592 entries, and that is 474 more entries than the previous year. The previous year, we were hit very hard by the economic issues, and so the race numbers were down, but those numbers have gone back up, and there has already been interest and questions about the upcoming race this next year in June. So we do not anticipate those numbers going down in any capacity, and even then, when the numbers do go down, we still pull all those out-of-state competitors from Future Fortunes. We had I believe 14 different states participating in the 21 race. So we still pull those out-of-state people. We still pull those people to the area with our race, regardless of everything else that's going on, because we still have a core group of participants, which is always very encouraging. And we're able to not only put ourselves out there, but put forward the city of Texarkana, Arkansas.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any questions? Thank you, Shelby.
Thank you.
Next presentation, Texarkana Parks and Recreation.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name's Adam Dalby. I'm the Parks Director. I got a video to show you first. It's from the sales agency. They did a promo video for the Parks Department. The tournament this weekend, we expect to see a lot of athletes
competing on the field. We look for the families to be having a good time, enjoying the facilities.
I love coming to Texarkana. They're always so nice, asking us if we need anything. So when people ask, I tell them, hey, it's in good hands.
Our customer is mom, dad, a 12-year-old little girl, and her 5-year-old little brother. So we're looking for places that are welcoming and wanting family tourism in their area.
When you come to Texarkana, Arkansas, it's not just baseball and softball. We've got the Holiday Springs Water Park. We've got the Entertainment District downtown. So there's always something to do, not just while you're on the field playing ball.
They're great places to eat down here. I mean, that's one thing we look forward to is getting down here early on Friday and find one of our favorite places to sit down and eat.
You can't find better facilities across the country. You won't be able to find better people to work with. And the community itself is always welcoming to anyone who wants to come and visit.
The tournament this weekend. So Pondexter Sports Complex had 36,000 visitors since January. That's tournaments, league ball, kickball tournaments. It's mostly youth sports. 35 teams for the softball league. The USA softball tournaments are averaging about 25 teams per tournament. We've had Cowart Sports Fast Pitch from Houston come in. 25 to 30 teams. All but maybe 2 or 3 are from out of town and they're staying in the hotels. For a tournament like that, you're looking at an economic impact of $750,000 to the city. Good tax revenue for us as well. We just had a Friends for a Cause kickball tournament. There was 30 teams at it, and they want to come back instead of going over to Texas side. Some of the tournaments we've done Knockout Cancer, First Responder Appreciation Tournament. TYSA puts that on. This year they were able to donate $7,500 to police and fire from that tournament. Our work release program, I've got 4 work release guys. We've completed close to 4,600 tasks since January. That's mowing, weed eating, picking up trash, cleaning bathrooms, making necessary repairs that we need made. Here's some pictures of just the trash after events. We've repaired docks. Instead of hiring a contractor to do it, we do it ourselves to save us some money. That is the Dixie World Series that we had a few years ago, just showing some full crowds. We had 4,000 people through there each day. Our new stage at Front Street, the loading dock, that falls under the Parks Department as well. So any events that are down there, me and my guys are there to make sure everything goes off without a hitch. We've got the new restrooms there, all in working order. Looks great. We've had a lot of good feedback from that. And we're just making more amenities, adding more amenities down there. The different parks, Bobby Ferguson, Vera Bradfield, there's been 296 rentals there this year. For all the parks, it's 586, which is up from 424 last year. So we've had an increase in rentals this year. That's over 12,000 people just for rentals. And as Lisa said, 575,000 people to the fairgrounds. They all see Bobby Ferguson Park. They all see the gazebo. We've had Cub Scout fishing events. This next year, we're really upping our programming, partnering with Arkansas Game and Fish. Of course, we've always partnered with TABA, TYSA, the Softball Association, Main Street Texarkana for Dine on the Line and their Christmas parade. Partner with the Arkansas Parks and Rec Association, City Beautiful Commission that does a lot of the flower beds around town, and they're working on the gazebo stuff as well. Any questions?
Are there any questions? If there's not any questions, let's go to the next item. That's going to be Texarkana Parks and Recreation.
The $267,000 for the playground.
Recreation Center.
Rec Center,
Yeah, let's go to the Rec Center, number 10.
$60,000.
Yeah.
All right, at the Rec Center, we've provided services to close to 50,000 people this year through programs and reservations. That's feeding programs, that's Ageless Grace for seniors. We have a Thanksgiving turkey hoop shoot coming up that will, it's partnered with Harbor House. Archery classes with Arkansas Game and Fish. Quilting workshops with Track. And then we have several different programs, the Ageless Grace and Tai Chi, that we're partnering with UAMS on stuff like that. We're working on more programs with Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, just about anybody in the community that we can think of. We're reaching out to them and really trying to up our programming. It's something that the Parks Department in the past has never really had on the Arkansas side. So with that, I'm asking for $60,000. $39,000 of it is going to programming and events. $15,500 is maintenance and improvements to the building and the grounds. We have soccer there every Sunday. If you drive by, you'll see 400 people there every Sunday. And it's people drive by and they pull in because there's taco trucks and people have a blast. We're looking at doing wiffle ball tournaments, kickball tournaments, and baseball and softball tournaments there as well on the 3 baseball fields. Also asking for $5,500 for our membership tracking software Rec Desk. Some of our community events, breakfast with Santa. 200 people through the door in the first 15 minutes of that one. 500 people through the door altogether. Handed out, I think it was 200 bags, goodie bags. Breakfast with the Easter Bunny was the same thing. We had close to 400 people come through there for that. We had crafts, gift bags. It was actually Easter eggs for that one. And pictures with the Easter Bunny. And everything's free for those events. There's some pictures of baseball practice and some of our soccer tournaments. I believe an organization is going to do Cinco de Mayo soccer tournament there this year. We did a backpack giveaway. It was back to school bash. There's pictures of our quilting workshop and the fire department helping out with our summer camp. Any questions on that one?
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you promote the rec center? I mean, are you?
We do it a lot through Facebook.
Okay. So
we also
class like every day or
yes,
every other day?
Yes,
Okay.
And it's through the Texarkana Arkansas Parks and Rec Facebook page.
Okay.
We also print off flyers and put them at the different businesses.
Okay. That'd work.
Are there any more questions in regards to the Rec Center? If not, we'll move on down to Texarkana Parks and Recs for the parks, where we have the playground equipment. And I know you mentioned about doing a revisement of
yes.
type of equipment and the
Yes.
dollars to make.
I haven't got the actual quote yet, but he did send me a $300,000 piece of equipment that they just put in Jonesboro, and that's it right there. So it's similar in size. It's 63 foot by 112 foot, which the other one was about 85 foot by 120 foot. Not quite as many pieces, and it's not a custom piece. So that helps drop that price down significantly.
Alan, will we keep the existing equipment that's there?
I can keep that existing equipment, yes. So some benefits of inclusive playgrounds. It promotes diversity, sets our community apart, creates cohesiveness with youth. This group in our community is severely underserved. there's no inclusive playgrounds on our side of town. We have some ADA compliant pieces, but there's nothing that is fully inclusive. And Texas side just put in one last year, and it's nowhere near this size. So we can compete. And putting it there, go on to the next slide. Putting it at the rec center also opens us up for more programming with that inclusive community inside the rec center as well. So it allows some more benefits. Is it allows more kids to use the playground. It builds social skills and prevents isolation of families. So the families that wouldn't normally come out to the parks because there's nothing for their kid to do, this allows them to come out. It offers kids a place to feel safe. It allows kids to play together, so sensitive kids are more empathetic and can better understand when others need help or have problems. And it teaches kids respect. So you're playing alongside with someone that has mobility issues. It helps teach respect for those kids. Any questions on that one?
Thank you for your update. Are there any questions?
I have one question. You said the price changed. It's different now. Does that change?
No, I'm still asking for the 267.
Okay.
I didn't receive the grant, the matching grant.
Gotcha.
So I am looking at a smaller piece of equipment that can fit within this budget.
Okay.
Thanks, Adam.
Thank you.
Next organization, number 12, Texarkana Arkansas Baseball Association, Edwards Park.
Hello, how are y'all?
Hi.
So a lot of new faces, so I will introduce myself. I'm April Lane. I have been with TABA for 21 years as a volunteer. For 10 of those, I've been over the concession stand. This place, I guess, has my heart. All 3 of my boys went through out there, and I no longer have a kid playing, but I'm still there. So, as everyone knows, the volunteer situation is kind of scarce these days, so finding people to help is almost impossible, which is why my list is mostly for maintenance items this go around. There's not much more that we can add to or improve on out there at Edwards unless we want to go to turfing the fields, paving the parking lot, or adding parking lot lights. Or one thing that is dear to my heart would be resurfacing the smallest field to open a Miracle League field. But then that would require more volunteers than just me to run it. So we definitely need a new roof, a new air conditioning system. The ABI Force is a field maintenance machine that just allows one person to work it, and it can do multiple things instead of needing 4 or 5 guys on that field doing all of those items at the same time. I listed $6,000 to replace the batting cage nets. I did get the actual bid in on that the week after I turned in the proposal, and it's $7,000. We would cover the rest of that if we were able to get the 6. Then the renovation on the bathrooms, I was not able to get bids in time on this, and it's mainly just stripping the floors of the paint that's been there for years and years, just going back to the concrete flooring, replacing the wall surfaces with the plastic covering because it's just sheetrock, and the kids have kind of damaged it a lot, and it smells awful. Let's see here. We have, y'all saw our park on the beginning of the Rex, Park and Rex video, and the gentleman who hosts the tournaments at our park. We have 3 of those planned for next spring. They bring in 40 to 100 teams each. We will also be hosting the state tournament again in July. And then next fall, we will be the only baseball park hosting fall ball, as Texas side will be redoing their fields to turf. So this year they had 75 teams in fall ball. So we'll probably have to put some over at the softball complex as well in order to host all of them. And the one thing y'all did ask is that if I did not get this, would we be able to do any of this on our own? And we will not. I wanted to mention that we're finishing the season with right at $13,000 in the bank. We just had the lights repaired or replaced on all of the fields but the underground wiring is still almost 30 years old. On one of the fields, the underground wiring is out, so we have 2 light poles that are down, and we have a tournament next weekend. The bids to replace or to fix that underground wiring by next weekend is between $5,000 and $10,000, and that's having to come out of what we have left for the year. So the maintenance on the park takes a lot of what we do make out there.
Are there any questions?
Yes. The proceeds from your concession sales, is that going towards improvement?
It does. It goes directly back into the park.
Okay.
Yes, that $13,000 I've said that we have to carry us to next year, that is what's coming out of the concession.
Okay.
Can you tell me what that ABI force does exactly that eliminates the use?
That's a Dolby question. He's my... I just mow.
So what we typically have at ballparks is, we call them bunker rakes. It's pretty much a 2-tool machine. It is a spike drag and has a screen drag behind it. What an ABI has is various attachments. It has mid-mount attachments and a rear attachment. The mid-mount attachments you can profile. You can undercut. So when you're talking about removing grass from an infield, instead of using rakes and hose and shovels and everything else, this does it. You can also level infields. It's got a box blade, a mini box blade on it. It also has a laser attachment. They're not asking for the laser attachment portion because I already have it with the parks. So it's going to be working together and using that. So it's really been a game changer with the fields at Pondexter. Those drain better than any fields in the area. When other places rain out, they're calling me on the softball fields there. So it's a great machine.
What's the life expectancy on one of these?
They're built like a tank. They're going to run.
And the baseball players will love them because we had to do it manually.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. As soon as I saw it and saw it work, I wanted one.
And we also have a college prep team who is using the park year-round now and helping on the high school field, helping maintain that. And so it would also benefit them as well because they're bringing in out-of-town guests, out-of-town teams. They're playing the community colleges like in Bossier Parish and all of those places. So it would help them tremendously as well.
All right, good deal. Hey, let's move to item number 13.
That one's short and sweet. That one's just
the loan insurance payment.
Yes, it's the final payment on that loan.
Awesome.
So that it would be paid off in full.
What does that save us in interest?
Right at $17,000 a year.
Are there any more questions in regards to the loan?
No.
Thank you, Ms. Lang.
Thank you.
Next organization that's up is Track.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Megan Griffin, and I am from Track, and I am currently the Education Director. We are asking for financial assistance for arts education and experiences in Arkansas. Our mission at Track is growing people and community through the arts. We hope to foster a love of creativity and art in generations to come. We plan to share our love of the arts through programs at Texarkana, Arkansas Recreation Center, We Are Washington Community Development Center, Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club, all located on the Arkansas side, as well as Texarkana, Arkansas School District. Some sample classes we may provide would be taught by local and regional teaching artists, including sculpture, painting, drawing, creative writing, theater, music, plus painting arts wall panels for the Arts Park located outside our building, and photography. We are requesting $15,000 in grant funds to cover supplies, teaching artist fees, and advertising and promotion at the 4 locations that I mentioned. And the grant fund budget breakdown is evenly distributed between the 4 locations. We have down $1,000 for the supplies, $2,000 for the teaching artist fees, as well as $750 for the advertising and promotion. And like I said, that's the same at each of the 4 locations that I mentioned. Any questions? No.
No questions, thank you.
Thank you.
Next organization, Texarkana Arts and Historic District.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Keith Beeson. I work for the City of Texarkana, Texas, but I'm a representative from the Texarkana Arts and Historic District. I added some numbers in my presentation that might not have a lot of time to go through, so I wanted to hand these out.
Are the numbers financials or just statistics?
They're statistics.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
All right. So thank you for your time, Commissioners. I appreciate everything that you guys do. So the Texarkana Arts and Historic District is an organization that's over 10 years old, and we've recently done an economic impact study for participation visitors in the downtown area of Texarkana, Texas, and Arkansas. So in 2022, we found that a direct expenditures of $6.5 million were spent due to cultural arts events in downtown Texarkana, with a $2.6 million in indirect costs, which would be a $9.1 million economic impact for our downtown region. We also had an average cost of $91.40 for admissions for cultural arts events, and $392,000 came from non-Bowie and Miller County residents. So I wanted to kind of touch on those things. The past couple of years, I've come to you and asked for money for KTBS Skycam, which currently stands at the Legacy Building on State Line and shows the courthouse. That's actually a picture of it there. Our overall ask is for a match of what the City of Texarkana, Texas is going to put towards Arts and Historic District, which is $50,000. This is a breakdown of what we would like to focus our advertising on. Again, the KTBS Skycam, we've done Community Caravan and different television shows in that way, and we're able to split that up between activities that go on in Texarkana, Texas, and Texarkana, Arkansas as well. Local magazine advertising, downtown concert advertising. So we've done downtown concerts with the City of Texarkana, Texas Park Stage, both on the Texas side and the Arkansas side. We've done those with Texar. We've done those with the Farmers Market. We've done with various organizations to kind of help out with those. Radio advertising, print advertising, social media advertising, and then the banners that we have on the light poles. A lot of the statistics that I have in addition to this is just showing the overall reach of our tower cam and our KTBS advertising plan that we used in 2022. Now, we did extend that for 6 months, but these are the statistics that we have for a full year of this advertising program, and that's why I wanted to provide that for you all. The Community Caravan is one event per week that they come down and do a morning show, and we were able to split that up between Texas and Arkansas on both sides there. So the reason that I kind of started with our economic impact and go into this is we really believe that we can improve these numbers if we have more advertising in the local region, Arklatex region. And I think that advertising through social media, obviously, but also through television, radio, and all that would be a huge help. And having those matching funds go towards advertising and different ways to promote our cultural organizations here in Texarkana, we believe would significantly increase our downtown activity. Any questions?
What are some of the events that we're advertising for?
Sure. So we've done downtown concerts, which I mentioned, but
Are we talking about stuff at the Perot, or are we talking about stuff on State Line?
Sure. So some things on State Line. We've done concerts on the Arkansas side. Just with the community caravan last year, we were able to come and visit the TLC Burger and Fries, Cross Ties, and a couple other locations. And when we kept that, also the Banana Club. So we with all of those television promotions, we've been able to split those in half, with Arkansas and Texas. And we would hope to do, or not hope, we would do the same for radio, print, and everything else. The entire goal is to bring people down to downtown Texarkana for namely our cultural events, which does cover like TSO, TRAC, and some of those organizations that are on the committee. That's Main Street Texarkana as well, and the museum system, as well as both cities are represented, and then the Chamber of Commerce. So it would really be just money to promote any events in downtown Texarkana to draw traffic.
So if you have an event on the Texas side, are you pulling from the Texas funds?
Sure.
And if you have it on the Arkansas, are you pulling it from our fund?
Right.
Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. So
in a pot.
Sure. So the Arts and Historic District money that comes from the Texas side also comes from hotel motel tax funds, which is similar to the A&P funds, which, food, hotel, motel. So what we've done in the past is anything that we have done on the Arkansas side, since it's a reimbursable grant, we would provide where we had spent that money.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
That's great. Good job.
Make sure I did that right. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, so that would be the idea, that we would put as many resources towards and on the Arkansas side as the Texas side, and then we can pull those funds that way.
Okay.
Good deal. Hey, what was your name again?
Keith Beeson.
Keith. All right. Are there any more questions for Keith?
What did we do? Did we get money last year?
So it wasn't through the A&P specifically, but the city provided funding for both the Courthouse Square project in the past several years, and then for TXK 150, the sesquicentennial. So no, not directly with A&P, but yeah, the city helped out tremendously.
Okay.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next presentation, we have Main Street Texarkana.
Hi. I'm Anna McDowell, Executive Director of Main Street Texarkana. Of course, I was up here before you all last week and then realized that there's a lot of new faces. So I thought I would start with just a quick introduction about Main Street Texarkana. I have been the director going into my 12th year. Before that, I actually worked at our downtown museum system for 13 years. So obviously, I'm very familiar with our downtown. Main Street Texarkana is actually part of the National Main Street program. We represent 2 states, Main Street, Arkansas, which is actually based out of Little Rock, and then Main Street, Texas, which is based out of Austin. So we work with national and state program. With that said, we have been accredited by both states and nationally every single year, which is pretty rigorous requirements for showing development in your downtown and the successes in your downtown. You all, of course, have in front of you my request. We just survived Oktoberfest this past weekend and also Downtown Live and Imagine the Possibilities tours. Saw several of you there, and we so appreciate you coming out and supporting our events that we do to promote the downtown area. One thing that I did not mention is hope you all have noticed the new lights that are going up on Broad Street, across Broad Street. Started at Cross Ties. I've been told by the end of the week they will go all the way down to State Line. That's a Main Street Texarkana project that we have been able to get the funding donated from Wholesale Electric, Mike Rogers, and DOTS. And I'm wanted to bring that up because that's just an example of other projects that we do beyond the events. I'm a firm believer that you can have parties and great events in downtown, but it needs to look good. And it needs to look clean and well lighted and people to feel safe and feel good about being down here. Just yesterday, I gave out a grant for $5,000 for a new resident in our downtown who's also opening, on the lower floor, will be opening a new business in the downtown. And so part of my request that is new this year is to help with matching of those grant funds that we get through Main Street, Arkansas. $25,000 is minimum in development that comes from those because we require matching. So we have started giving some of that out. Other downtown lighting, if you all have noticed, we helped with getting new lights on the light poles, and just last year, the new dark sky friendly lights that are on the street, on Broad Street. That was also a gift through a donation from Main Street, Texarkana. So just wanted to bring up some other things beyond the events. Yes, we do produce the watch my time. Texarkana, the City Guide, which hopefully you all see. We print 10,000 copies of these, send them all over the place. I brought a copy of our ad that we just had for Oktoberfest. We always have you all prominent on that. I brought last year's, wanted you to see, we usually try to get a good placement in these magazines. Here's the one for the Christmas parade, which is just like 5 weeks out. So working on that. That will be held on December the 4th. We'll be celebrating Texarkana's 150th year with that. And I think that covers everything. One additional was a digital program that's called Main Street Reborn, and it focuses on 8 businesses in your downtown. So we've done a similar project like that and had very good results. So are there any questions?
So on this budget, like for the Oktoberfest, because that's in both cities, is 10,000 kind of our half of funding that event?
So that's a portion. That includes everything. And this past time, we actually spent about 15,000. So it is just a portion of all advertising, print, radio. Last year we did TV as well. Time's up.
All right, are there any more questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have HypeCon events, items 17 through 19. Item 17 is Comic Con.
Hello, my name is Jesse Darby Tillis II with HypeCon for the Comic Con.
As I presented like last week, I'll just explain again what a Comic-Con is. It's an indoor pop culture festival. We've hosted them before, and there is one already standing always on the Texas side. I have not had this event since 2019, since COVID and everything else, and I feel like it's time for me to have another one again. And why not have one that is exclusively for Texarkana, Arkansas side? For a Comic-Con, just to explain, it does what multiple things of my business has, as in it has esports, which I help with schools, and it funds the scholarship for it, which esports is video games, and I've helped places like Arkansas High out with their esports program. Also as cosplaying, which is dressing up, it's Halloween time, as costumes. It's a big family-oriented event. We have brought several people and had attendance up to 750 people. I've had places from people up that is from Waco, from vendors and attendees, to Little Rock, from Tyler, Texas, to Longview, and from Fayetteville, Arkansas. For the most part, for all that, it takes in multiple different, for pop culture, of different things. And I feel like for my event, there's no other event quite like it here in this area. Like I said, Texarkana, Texas has its own, Shreveport has its own, why not one for the Arkansas side? And I think the question that was asked, would I have this event again if and I don't get funded? Yes, I will. I'm long overdue. It's time to have a big event and bring more people in. I know with the funding, I can bring bigger known guests. As in before, I brought Power Rangers, cartoon voice actors. I want to expand and bring more people out. And I want to expand to the advertising further out for more commercials on television stations, to hit more markets in radio. I've already have done with social media and want to expand my social media more with the funding to just branch out and bring more people in to the Texarkana, Arkansas side.
All right, thank you for that enlightenment for Comic-Con. Are there any questions for Comic-Con? All right, well, you're within your time. If you want, we can go down to the next one. Hype and Glory Wrestling.
Hype and Glory Wrestling. So Hype and Glory Wrestling, I have done one special event last year we did in conjunction with the TV station. And this year we have started the wrestling show at the Texarkana Parks and Recreation Center. Mr. Adam Dalby has been very helpful with working with me on this event. We've already had up to 200 people. And we have one going for this December 15th will be our next one. We already have 6 dates out for the Park and Recreation planned out for next year of 2024. When it comes to the wrestling event, I wish I brought the title. I didn't know I could present things. I have a Texarkana new television title in the Arkansas side red, which I did not bring. I wish I would have brought. We bring several wrestlers from all over, not only just using the 7 to 9 wrestlers that are from Texarkana, but I've brought wrestlers from Nebraska, brought wrestlers from Kansas, brought wrestlers from Texas, Oklahoma, Louisiana. I'm trying to bring more inclusive people. We've already have reached out and brought people that have made national TV from WWE before. With this, it'll be helping more marketing, to have more merchandise, that we put the logo of the commission on. As you see, I'm wearing a HypeCon shirt in general right now. For the wrestling, the goal is to outgrow the Park Recreation Center, as in I want to consistently have not only just 300 people, but I want to grow where I have to always be on the Holiday Inn Convention Side Center, where I'm consistently bringing more and more people in. I've already had talks with not only with the TV 35 West Crenshaw of this station will it be aired, but I've already had talks with KTBS, KSLA, and another station that I'm forgetting right now is part of the CW, to grow the show outside and to showcase Texarkana more. And as wrestling is kind of a subculture niche market, I don't know if you know the history, but the Park Recreation Center used to be known as the Legions building and used to have wrestling there at the building back in the 80s. Right. And this is bringing something back, more homage to the area, that I want to make wrestling a standpoint back in Texarkana as it used to be.
We do. Are there any questions in regards to the Glory Wrestling?
No.
If not, we'll move down to the next item. Do you want to surrender your time, or you have any?
It was for the tattoo convention?
No, for the Glory Wrestling. Do you have anything else?
Oh.
You okay with moving down to tattoo convention?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And so, for the Hype Tattoo Convention, this will be the first of its area, for the area in general. There is tattoo conventions out in Hot Springs called Arklatex. There's ones out in Longview called Arklatex. There's not one here on Arkansas side. I do not know why there's no tattoo convention, no tattoo parlors on Arkansas side, but I know it's well aware legally you can have a convention here. And I've talked to the state plenty times, even recently, and I know all the things to go through to legally have one, because since the concerns of blood and everything else to hold why I wouldn't have the event there, why there's issues. I've went through all the proper channels to make sure it can have a good, consistent, professional event, family friendly, just like the ones in Hot Springs and in Longview. This is a culture that I feel like everybody, I don't, but everybody else has a bunch of tattoos. It is an area that's very family friendly, and I've already reached out to people that have been to TV for doing tattoos to bring them back here, and reach out to other tattoo artists that have been on TV that would love to come to Texarkana and to showcase their talents and their art. And this will be very great to show for people, for their artwork, for competitions of tattoos, for a great thing to show off, just normalizing for more of a family-friendly event that people do not talk about, but it's everywhere else in just Arkansas and Texas, but not in Texarkana. I intend to use the A&P logo on all merchandise things like shirts, mugs, bracelets, and something I feel like for me lacking if I don't have these events, not getting the funding for having these events, I would want. Because that's something I feel like I've been lacking. Like I had limited shirts when I sold them for previous events. And for the tattoo convention, I know I would definitely need the funding to make sure I have it for 2024. It was going to happen regardless. Just things can speed up the process, like merchandising and promoting, with hitting all the selective markets of social media and radio and TV and etc.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions in regards to the tattoo convention? Mr. Tillis, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Director Brewer, we are running a little bit ahead of schedule. Does the commission need a little bit, 5-10 minute break, or y'all okay?
Are we good on the right? We're good on the left.
Okay.
The range all clear.
All right.
Keep it hot.
Maybe after we get through these.
Okay.
Next up, we have Texarkana Chamber of Commerce. It will be presenting from item number 20, 21, and 22.
Good evening, Commissioners. My name is Dennis Washington. I'm with the Texarkana Chamber of Commerce. We have 3 items. The first item is on advertising. The request is for $35,000. This amount is broken down basically to help with funding and promoting the tourism, as well as for potential new residents. Most advertising promotion has been geared towards Arkansas and Texas residents in the past, and we would like to expand our reach to our states for 2024. Most specifically, we would like to convert, and we have engaged the conversion of the driving tour, which is in form of a CD format, to an online access. And what we've done, we created the tour, and don't know if you all have seen the promotional item that has a QR code where you can just scan the item with your smartphone, And with that in mind, that you're able to not only locate the restaurants that are in our downtown arts and historic district, but also the museums and other facts as well. Now, publications that we'll be doing, we'll also reach out, we use several items such as the Arkansas Great Southwest, and it features not only Bowie County, but also within, not Bowie County, sorry, Miller County, and features, all the downtown features such as, the Four States Fairgrounds, Ahern House, the Main Street Texarkana Christmas Parade, downtown Texarkana murals, and other things, other facts. So it's definitely drawn to draw people to our downtown area, and has been very attractive. Along that lines, we also, do some advertisements for the museum systems as well as the symphony orchestra and other retailers. In addition, these items are used in various visitor centers at state lines throughout the state, and as well as the local tourist bureaus. We're often asked for visitors that are looking here for us to send this information to them in their consideration for Texarkana. And at the same time, we publish our ads in travel guides as well as motorcycle guides. In addition, we also publish what's called Beyond the Line. That's a publication that we publish twice a year, and it's sort of a fundraising tool, but it's become more of a recruiting tool for professionals who are looking to come to Texarkana. So we mail out hundreds of these to visitors throughout the years, and has been very good response there. And so I'll answer any questions that you may have for me.
Are there any questions in regards to the promotional items and advertising for Chamber of Commerce?
No.
There's no other questions, and you have no other presentation for that item, and if it's okay with you, we'll move down to the next one.
Okay, yes, sir.
And that's for the Chamber of Commerce Photographer's Island.
Yes, sir. The Photographer's Island is the area there right in front of the federal courthouse sitting on the state line. The flower garden that we have there right under the twice as nice sign is maintained via a local landscaper. He comes in, keeps the flowers and beds and shrubs up to date. Just recently, he's prepared them for the fall's planting, and we look to try to keep that going and looking presentable. We have a number of visitors that comes periodically throughout the week that visit that. As you probably well know, it's one of the most photographed federal courthouses in the United States there. And so we mean to keep the pride of that particular location going there. So that request for $2,000 is what we're asking to continue.
All right. Are there any questions in regards to the Photographer's Island? All right, if there's no other question, and if you're okay with yielding your time that you already have, we'll move down to the celebration.
Yes, sir. The celebration is really in and through our foundation, which is really to fund these particular activities that are funded for special events. We formed what's called the Celebration Committee back in 2022, and it was really the efforts to promote the eclipse that's happening in 2024, around April 8th to be exact. The committee is comprised of community members, stakeholders from Arkansas and Texas. The funding for the committee will run through the Chamber Foundation, and we just ensure that we can get everything in place, both for marketing, logistics, and for the events. The project, in summary, would be that on April 8th, a solar eclipse will come from Mexico, cutting a swath from selected areas of Texas and Arkansas. The entire eclipse should last approximately 2 hours and 45 minutes, starting at about 12:15 p.m. and running to 3 p.m. The eclipse is expected to bring Texarkana, USA into full darkness for roughly 2 minutes and 31 seconds. And such a solar eclipse event is expected to bring a multitude of out-of-town visitors to Arkansas and Texas seeking a primary view location. We have received information that, I think the State Bureau said approximately 1.6 million will visit the state of Arkansas. Numbers we've been hearing started about $50,000 individuals will visit Texarkana during that 3-day weekend. What we're doing is being sort of an umbrella effect of marketing for the community, because what we realize is that it'll be more like a festival. People will attend, we'll have events. Some of the downtown merchants will have other events, but we're marketing as a whole feature for Texarkana. Our focus will be on April 8th, which will be the day of the eclipse. And we are coordinating the efforts in terms of the crowd, the people that will be attending. Hotel owners are seeking reservations. Some are getting them already. There are already some of the RV parks are also getting reservations in. So we really don't know what to expect. We hope to have it be a big boom for this area, for this region, and be a revenue generator for the community, and also keep all our citizens safe.
Are there any questions?
Yes, I have one question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the city or the chamber planning an event, or is the committee planning an event? I know other cities are having citywide events during that time.
Yes, ma'am.
Are we planning anything?
Yes, ma'am. We're planning an event for the April 8th downtown front of the Federal Courthouse building, and that would more likely include a couple of bands, some entertainment along those lines, food trucks, et cetera. And we don't have those nailed down yet. I'll probably know something more tomorrow, because those committees are meeting. But that is the plan, to have an actual event on that day.
Okay.
If there isn't any more questions for Mr. Washington, thank you for your time.
Okay, thank you all.
Next presentation, we have the Scholars of Texarkana.
Oh, you got a different color hat this time.
Good evening. How are you?
It was gold last time, wasn't it?
It was gold last time. How are you?
Good.
My name is Rhonda Dolberry, and I'm one of the co-founders of the Scholars. I'm also the vice president.
And my name is Chiquita Burke. I'm the president and one of the co-founders as well.
We just want you to know, for those who do not know, our organization was founded in the summer of 2014. We started out with 10 little girls. It has since grown since that time. 2017, we started to admit young men. So we have our age groups are from 9 through 18, teaching them life skills, academic. Also, we focus on entrepreneurship. All of our students want to be entrepreneurs, so we're teaching them how to own their own business. And we started out in the Arkansas side, so we've got now more than 25 students. We're getting ready for a big event.
Yes, we're getting ready for our Juneteenth event again, 2024. We're expecting a even bigger crowd next year, so we're requesting advertising funds for our 3-on-3 basketball tournament, the Juneteenth festival, and we're also adding a Front Street Juneteenth celebration, Mr. Hogbush.
On the stage.
So now we would like to play our video just to kind of show you the crowd that we had last year and the entertainment that we brought to Texarkana.
Those are our young entrepreneurs.
My name is Harmony Williams. My business name is Treats by Unique.
Banana, the secret spy. The Scholars are ready.
Yeah, they ready.
Because we gonna take time and bless this right here. This is a Juneteenth celebration. We are one family, and if you know the words, we all gonna sing it together. Are you ready? Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring. Say what? My heart is torn in pieces. It's my offering. Say what? Take me to the king.
And that concludes our presentation. Are there any questions?
All right, are there any questions for the scholars of Texarkana?
We funded this last year too, correct? Partially?
Yes.
That's all I have. I thought we did, but I wasn't sure.
If there's no any more questions, thank you, ladies.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Next presentation, we have Texarkana Symphony Orchestra.
Good evening, Commission. My name is Andrew Clark, and it's a pleasure to be back in front of you again. And the Texarkana Symphony Orchestra and the Pro Theater stand ready to partner with you once again to bring great entertainment to downtown Texarkana and excellent musical experiences. I have a brief presentation, and I'm going to move pretty quickly through the slides. You can move on to the next one. Our core values are artistic and organizational viability, educational outreach, sustainability, and connections to our communities. We are a model orchestra from the regional League of American Orchestras, and our governance and our financial sustainability through tough economic times, founded in 2006, right before the economic downturn. You can move to the next slide. Our income comes primarily from contributed donations, about 47%. Only 10% comes from state and local governments, and so that would be hotel occupancy taxes from the Texas side, used to be A&P taxes, and support from the Arkansas Arts Commission and the Texas Commission on the Arts. The next slide, our expenditures, just under half of our expenses are spent on the artistic endeavors of the orchestra and of the events that go on in the Pro Theater, 35% on administration, and about 20% on our educational initiatives. The next slide, TSO has Masterworks concerts, as I mentioned last week, so these are Bach, Beethoven, Brahms, the things that you would expect and you might remember from your music appreciation class. Pops concerts like Christmas at the Perot, Home Alone, Jurassic Park, different Broadway events. The Pro Theater brings music variety of all varieties, as well as stage plays and so on. We offer chamber music concerts. There are season tickets and packages that are offered throughout the year for the TSO, as well as ways in which you can purchase tickets at a discount depending on whether you bring groups or so forth. The next slide. So I am going to talk about the Pro Theater, and even though it sits on the Texas side, it is the only theater of its kind located in downtown Texarkana and does serve both states and both cities. There was once more than a dozen theaters in Texarkana on both sides, and this is the only one that remains in operation, restored to its magnificence of 1924. It will celebrate its 100th anniversary as a theater this coming year. And the City of Texarkana, Texas, in partnership with TSO, will begin a project that will exceed $15 million in renovations and upgrades to the theater. The next slide, you'll see that over the last few years since we took over management of the theater, we spent over $100,000 in back-of-house renovations. This is fixing problems underneath in the areas in which the touring artists that we bring to town, those that actually drive the ticket sales, see. We also replaced the ticketing system for the first time in 40 years, which has brought great benefits in the regards to marketing for not only TSO, but the events in the Pro, as well as interest in how we can look at the data of who buys those tickets. We've spent over $70,000 in just marketing the Pro Theater and the events in it over the last year. $99,000 on replacing the HVAC control systems, which were about 40 years old. And there's a marquee that's about to go up, which we would love to put your logo on every once in a while in the next few months, replacing the marquee that is across the street in the public parking lot. The next slide, there were 22,000 persons who entered the theater in 2022. That includes TSO concerts and all our events. We were just under $1 million in ticket revenues from 22-23. 46% of that audience is not local, so that means they do not come from 71854, 75503, 75504, 75501. 15% of that audience, or about $128,000 worth of ticket sales, comes for persons living in the 71854 area code. The marketing expenses, as I've already mentioned, total over $70,000. TSO, this is just the TSO concert. So basically once a month from October until May. We had 482 room nights. Those are hotel room nights over this past year. That does not include the other events at the Pro Theater, like Clint Black, the Rudolph musical, many of those other shows. Each one of those averages between 5 to 12 hotel room nights, depending on how many people are actually putting in hotels when they come. As a gesture, to gain some of your interest in us, we put 85 hotel room nights in Arkansas side hotels this past weekend. As I said last week, we used to put half and half. We'd spend half of those hotel room nights on the Arkansas side and half on the Texas side up until the year 2020. The next two slides have to do with how our marketing dollars are revealed in our websites. We spend none of our hotel occupancy tax from the Texas side, nor did we spend A&P money when we got it on things that were local. And so this is our Pro Theater site statistics, our Texarkana Symphony statistics. We never average below 3,000 visits to our website in any given month.
Are there any questions?
You got a lot in there, didn't you?
Yeah. Talked really fast.
No question.
I do have a program book, and it has flyers on the inside for the Pro Theater events and other things. These were not available when I spoke to you 2 weeks ago. So if I can approach and give you one of those?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Next, we have up Cinco de Mayo, Texarkana.
I'm only got this.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's John Vutek, and here's my proposal for the $40,000 ask for Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo, Texarkana, a cultural celebration. First slide, we can go to the next. The big thing I want to take away was the Hispanic community was here as early as the Spanish colonialism was in the 1630s. In 1840, there was a Mexican outpost in New Boston. So those forts came and left, but the Hispanic imprint was already here before we were. What are the goals of this? Educate, entertain, and engage like you would do any first thing, you know. And how am I going to educate? introduce the Mexican folklore and culture. A couple of these are examples because this is kind of ebb and flows. Jarabe tapiado is the most popular Mexican dance to teach that during the day. Introducing foods like the birria, which people know, pozole, like the soups, and as part of education of some of the unknown things about the food. And then entertain, music. Bands I've secured so far, Giovanni and the Hired Guns, they're a national act. They've been to Texarkana twice. They're really good. A Santana tribute band, which has got a SoCal sound. It's kind of an African-American Hispanic mixed music. A mariachi band, which is traditional Mexican music. And then there's the crossover into Mexican country, like the Texas Tornadoes. And then the rock side, ZZ Top, which did Rio Grande Mud and El Fuego and those kind of albums. So there's a mix of inclusivity in the music mix that appeals to everybody. The whole goal of this Cinco de Mayo, this first one, is to invite and include the Hispanic community. I feel that we as a community have neglected. And so the engagement is soccer. Soccer is a big part of every Cinco de Mayo. And a way I think to keep it downtown is do street soccer. Street soccer is 4-on-4 soccer, 7-minute games. And it's urban, it's done on streets. So it can be literally done downtown. It wouldn't have to be out on the soccer fields. It wouldn't have to be separate or away from the main events. The Hispanic consumer now is the fastest growing group, spending $1.7 trillion predicted in 2020. Mount Pleasant is kind of the case study that gave me the fuel to do this. 3,000 Hispanics are leaving Texarkana to go to other Cinco de Mayos instead of staying here. The economic impact, Texarkana's Hispanic market is disengaged locally. Our Hispanic base is traveling to other festivals. The long-term goal here is attracting them to stay and then getting tourists and positioning Texarkana as a cultural hub. One potential partner, AT&T, allocates more advertising dollars to the Hispanic market than to general or African American markets. This decision is not only a trend, it's a recognition of the rapidly growing influence of the culture. Miller Lite's a potential partner, and I'm bypassing the artists that they're inclusive. But Hispanics are the key. I'm sorry, I need to go back. The one thing that when talking to Dieste and Harmel about marketing, the digital content is really done with influencers. That's kind of the new trend. Facebook is kind of dying on the vine. TikTok is getting its fame by influencers, and the NT strategy was using Tumblr, YouTube, Vice, and TikTok. Went to the bands. Okay. Crafts for Kids is a big thing that I want to hit. There's examples there, and then more proposed activities is a parade possibly. Key component is food trucks to be a big part of it, the live performances, and workshops. I've got a pro forma budget, and I did a typo. Anyway, I'm out.
All right, are there any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean.
Director Berger, we are now down to our late applicants. Before they can present, you'll need a motion to actually hear why they're late, and then a motion for them to present.
I make a motion, we hear why our applicants are late.
Second.
All right, it's been motion, it's been second. Are there any discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. All right, motion carries.
There's two applicants. Which one do you want to hear?
I'm coming up to that. We got number 26, the crappie machine television. Is that correct? All right.
So you guys want to know why we're late? Is that the first question?
Yes.
Mr. Hollenbush, maybe you could help me with that. I don't have that information. I'm on behalf of Carl from Crappie Machine, which is a TV show on the Sportsman's Channel. I think he put in a package. I don't know when the due end date or.
So I will say, this is what I know about this. So Jared, you reached out to Crappie Masters, correct, about doing an episode of their show in Texarkana, right?
Yes, sir.
So this was brought to me late, and so then I went back to them and explained to them the process of how to apply for funds. So they weren't even aware that funds were available. They were actually asking for the city to sponsor. So I redirected them to the A&P and thought that that would be a good use of the funds, and encouraged them to apply.
And what was the reason that they was late for applying?
They weren't aware of the A&P Commission.
Yeah, it's. I'm not aware. I mean, this is my first rodeo. I've never done anything like this. Like I said, we reached out to Stephen to kind of guide us through the process, and we're here.
Do you have something to say about your event that you're trying?
Yeah, I'd love to. I didn't know I was able to yet.
No, I didn't know.
Do we have to make?
Well, we're gonna have to. We got to make a motion to hear the presentation.
I'll make a motion. We hear that presentation.
I second it.
All right, it's been motion and second. Is there any discussion? If there's no discussion, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay.
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 Well, first off, I want to.
We got 5-2, so the presentation.
Sounds good. I want to say thank you first for even hearing it. But good evening, I'm Jared Falk.
Hold on a second. Let me get a point of order. Do I need to do a Potador? I think I want to redo that and do a roll call on that.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Director Brewer,
No.
Meredith Mills,
No.
Stephen Hollybush,
Yes.
Lisa Vandegraff,
No.
Randy Henry,
Yes.
Ellen Holmes,
Yes.
Allison Wright.
Yes.
That motion has a 4-3 vote, and it has to be unanimous in order to even hear a late applicant.
All right.
But one thing I want to remind you of, and I always tell our late applicants this, and I think it's a very important part of it, because you apply for funding this year, it automatically puts you into our email blast. So even though they didn't hear it this time, next year, you will get a application and everything ahead of time for prior notification of everything. You'll get that August 2024.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, next up we have the Marine Corps. And please come forward, and we would like to hear, he's not here?
He was here. He was sitting right over there.
Okay, he left.
Okay.
You're good, sir. Smith.
Yeah, he was sitting right over there. I recognize.
He just left like literally 5 minutes ago.
Okay, well, he's not here, so we'll just proceed. We'll proceed with the agenda.
Yes, sir. So we've completed the 2024 funding request. This is the time where you all can, it will be up to the chairman of the board to see if you all want to have a break at this time, because what I'll request is that I get everyone's spreadsheet with their allocations, and we'll take some time to enter those onto a spreadsheet, get averages. So this is usually a good time for a break in the meeting for the chairman to
Yes.
get some other business. Oh, sorry.
I make a motion, we adjourn for a short break.
Second.
I second that.
It's all right. It's
Third.
it's been motion and second. There's no discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. All right, motion carried. We'll do a break.